Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your man Chance here, and today I'm bringing you guys a roster analysis of sorts. Today I'm just going to go over my draft picks that I did go ahead and choose during the Pokemon for Glory draft that went down this previous Sunday. It was Sunday the 17th, and we kind of did fuck it up with the date in our last video, but it's fine. We corrected ourselves, we're good. And if you did miss the draft, well, I'm here to go over my picks. So basically, if you guys are not familiar with what the P4G is, Pokemon for Glory, it is a draft league, a Pokemon draft league, similar to the GBA, the NPA, the UCL. It was started by Kyle A. He was actually a coach in the NPA. So, you know, he has all that experience wrapped up in there. So I'm excited to get down and dirty. It starts this week. The draft, like I said, was this past Sunday. And we have our first battle going live this upcoming Sunday. And that date, I don't have it, but I will have it. Don't even worry about it. That date is the 24th. The same day WWE Battleground goes down. For anybody else who is a wrestling fan along with a Pokemon fan. Fuck it. But I'm just gonna go over my draft pick. So I'm just gonna go over just a few things. I am totally not familiar with the draft format. I have never played in a league at all, so this would be my first soiree into it. So hopefully that Camden Ursarings can get up in there. But to be honest, I'm just gonna play for fun. This is our first soiree into it, like I said. So I just want to get in there, get my feet wet. If we lose, we lose. To be honest, I drafted more Mons that I haven't used compared to Mons that I'm more comfortable with. My competitive battling record is very brief. The last time I battled was when I streamed maybe like a week before MagFest back in February. So it's been several months. So and besides that, I dabbled a bit in Showdown just to get myself back, back into the swing of things. But without further ado, guys, let's go over my motherfucking picks. Alright, so for our first pick, we went with Chandelure, our boy Date Night. Strictly on the basis that I have prior experience using Chandelure. I've been using Chandelure since I started playing competitively back in X and Y, so just a couple of years ago here now. But like I said previously, Chandelure is one of the mons that we actually have prior background using, so I'm actually very familiar using Chandelure. So I believe the ratio of the mons that I drafted that I'm familiar using is, I believe it's 3 to 11. So this is one of the 3. Let's get over to the next one. Alright, so draft pick number 2 goes to Garchomp. We picked Garchomp strictly because I wanted some dragon power and some stab EQ. Straight up, that's the only reason we chose him. I know Garchomp has some fast, straight up raw power. I've faced many a Garchomp in the past. Of course I know of the 4 times ice weakness. I figure we're just gonna have to find a way to play around it. So that's pretty much my only thoughts on drafting Garchomp, was just for that straight up raw, unadulterated power. Alright, on to pick number 3, which is actually our Mega. So we went with Mega Aerodactyl, strictly on the basis that he was fast and he hit hard. And he got access to EQ, he got access to Rock Slide or Stone Edge. I don't really like using Stone Edge, aka Stone Miss. Rock Slide has, slightly higher accuracy, so I'm probably going to use that more often, but I'm not opposed to using Stone Edge because of the hacks. I know that it has that 30% chance of getting that critical hit, and I'm not too ashamed to use some hacks to my favor. Don't even get me wrong, but I gotta land it first. So we'll have to see. But the boy is fast as shit, which is one of the reasons that I wanted it. Okay, on to pick number 4. Pick number 4, we went with Gliscor. And this is another one of the mons that I do have quite a bit of experience using. So this is number 2 out of 3 of the mons that we have previously used before. We have that that air of nostalgia with this Pokemon. So I basically chose Gliscor just to be my my bulky physical wall. You know, just, you know, soak up that health, block those hits, soak up that health with the poison heal, with the roost, maybe throw out a toxic to, you know, so we can toxic stall. And of course I know about that 4 times weakness to ice, so that's 2 mons out of our 11 that is weak, that is 4 times weak to ice. We're just going to have to play around it. I initially thought that I might be able to throw Defog on this guy, but that's literally impossible. He gets Defog in Gen 4, but since it's an HM, you can't move a Defog Gliscor up from Gen 4 Diamond, Pearl, Platinum up any higher. So it is clinically impossible to get a Defog Gliscor. So I'm gonna need to get me a Defogger through a trade, through a transaction, something. I need a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner, whatever. But Gliscor, I love me some Gliscor. Our boy Kamina is gonna be coming through. Okay, so for our 5th pick, we went with the man himself, Snorlax. You guys remember that wrestler from back in the day, Yokozuna? He was like a sumo wrestler, but it actually turned out he wasn't actually Japanese. He was fucking Samoan, and it was just WWE fucking capitalizing on the fact that he can kind of pass for an Asian man. But Snorlax is basically him. He's going to be bulky. He's going to be able to hit hard. He's going to be able to rest it up. He's going to be able to he has so many viable moves. That is a great transition. He has so many viable moves. Body Slam, Earthquake, the Elemental Punches. The list goes on. And I am ready to use this man. This is the final mon of the draft that I have prior experience using. And that experience isn't even that much. I built a Snorlax to use slightly before MagFest. I think the only time I used him was during that stream back in February. So if you guys want to check out some battles before the draft, the draft already happened. If you guys want to check out some battles before the first battle of the league starts this Sunday, go ahead and check out my Twitch, and those battles are there. There's, I don't remember how many battles were there, but our boy Yokozuna here was used, so you would get to see some of that. Pick number 6. This pick here, this Jellicent, is very interesting to me. I don't have any prior background using it. Of course, I already named those 3 that I do have that prior background using. So this is a totally brand new mon that I've never used before. It's fresh out the box. Stop, look and watch. We have this Jellicent here, and I've seen Jellicent used by several people. And you know, I'm very excited to see what we can pull off with them ourselves. He gets access to quite a bit of decent moves in his move pool, like Dazzling Gleam. I believe he gets access to Psychic. He has that Ghost Stab. He gets access to Scald with that Water Stab. Scald is a great move. Like, Scald is like better Surf with the ability to burn. It's fucking awesome. And I believe he gets access to Energy Ball, which is dope. So I'm hella excited to see what we can pull off with this mustache jellyfish. All right, for pick number 7, we went with Weezing. We were actually going to choose a different Pokemon for this pick. We were going to go with Miltank, but slightly before our turn got to us, somebody else chose Miltank, and I don't remember who it was, but I wasn't salty. I wasn't tasting the sodium in the back of my throat, but I had to think on my feet a little bit because I wasn't sure what was going to be a backup, because I didn't think anybody was going to pick Miltank. I should have been a little bit smarter than that. So in Miltank's stead, we went with Weezing, strictly because I wanted something that was bulky enough to take a hit, and put out some hazards on the field, some entry hazards on the field. So no better pick than Weezing. I wish Weezing could get out some stealth rocks, but it can get out toxic spikes, which definitely ain't bad. Get a couple of those out and we're looking pretty good. Now, like I said, our only downfall is we don't have a defogger, because Weezing cannot defog. I think the only thing he can do is fog. Look at it, it's there. That's just all he does is fog. So he can't defog and he can't rapid spin, obviously. He's just a pair of balls, 2 ball gags put in your mouth. What's the safe word? I don't know. It ain't in my mouth. But anyway, he gets access to a lot of moves. Well, I won't say a lot of moves, but some decent moves of what I wanted to, wield. Like I said, he gets access to the toxic spikes. He gets access to sludge bomb. He gets access to flamethrower, which is totally out of left field, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna run it on him. Maybe I will. Who knows? The sky is the limit. On to pick number 8. So for pick number 8, we have Toxicroak. So for this pick, it came down to either picking Toxicroak or Scrafty. And to be quite honest, I don't know why we went with Toxicroak over Scrafty. I don't remember. I remember we had something that came up and I chose Toxicroak instead. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but here we are with Toxicroak. I'm not mad at it. I'm very excited to use Toxicroak. I have a buddy of mine, Snow, who I believe he ran Toxicroak a couple of times. So I'm gonna have to confer with him to see what he ran and what sets he used. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run Poison Heal. Wow, that'd be nice if he did have access to that. But we're gonna run Poison Touch on this Toxicroak. So in turn with Poison Jab, that is just gonna up our chances of getting some poison on the other team. That'd be great. That in combination with the Poison Stab and the Fighting Stab is kind of what I wanted them for. But hey, I don't believe he gets access to U-turn. I wanted some U-turn access on him, but he doesn't get access to that. I think Scrafty does. And man, I'm starting to think Scrafty would have been a better choice. But hey, you gotta work with what you got. And like I said, it's not too bad of a choice. I'm just gonna have to see what we can do with them. Alright, pick number 9. We're getting to the bottom of this list. Pick number 9 was actually a suggestion to us. Superior was suggested to us by Kyle A. So he actually suggested Superior and our next pick. Superior, it was suggested to us strictly because by this far down in the draft, we didn't have any grass power. We had nothing with grass stab. Jellicent gives access to grass type moves. That's nice, but we didn't have any grass stab. And Superior is actually pretty dope. So I'm really excited to use Superior. So of course we're gonna run Contrary on the Superior. I've gone up against quite a few Superiors, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I said earlier, I wasn't very familiar with Gen 5. So when I saw Superior and the fucking Contrary, I was blown back. I was, what the fuck is this shit with this goddamn Leaf Storm? So it's my turn, but you can't rely too much on that Leaf Storm because everybody's gonna know what's coming. So I'm gonna have to mix and match. We can't afford the fun pack, so we're gonna have to see what we can do with this Superior. Gotta bring something new to the table. Gotta get creative. Gotta think outside the bun. So that's what I claim to do. All right, pick number 10. All right, so for pick number 10, we have Manectric. It is the other suggestion that Kyle made to us as well, which was made to us for similar reasons as the Superior. Manectric is electric type, and we had no electric type stab, or I believe nobody else on the team had access to electric type moves. So that also came in handy as well, to have somebody who can utilize that. And it also came in handy because this guy can Volt Switch, which is going to be good. Some U-turns and some Volt Switching. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. And this guy actually has a pretty decent speed stat and a pretty decent special attack stat. So we're gonna be able to Volt Switch as much as we want, hopefully. It gets that stab Thunderbolt, and it should be able to hit hard. It also gets access to Flamethrower, which is weird, but I'll take it. you know, getting that variety is key. Variety is the spice of life. I love it. And it also has the ability Lightning Rod, so we will be using that. So that's our third lightning immunity. So that's Garchomp, Gliscor, and now Manectric. So I'm excited to actually use a Manectric. I was seriously throwing some shade towards Manectric in my younger years. I thought he was just generic and pretty shitty, but you know what? I think I'm going to start to like him. I think I'm starting to like the little guy, and his shiny form is pretty dope looking too, not gonna lie. But we ain't gonna use him shiny. All right, our final pick goes out to Houndoom. Now Houndoom was one of those Pokemon where I actually had to, you know, look deep on the tier list. I believe he was our final free draft pick. So I was looking through, seeing what we can get, because I believe our points were down. I originally was going to grab Scrafty, so that was what I was thinking with the Toxicroak. But I was originally going to grab Scrafty, but I think I didn't have enough points for it. I believe that's how it went down. And I didn't want 2 fighting type Pokemon. But when I think about it, I think Scrafty might have been a better choice, because now with Houndoom I have 2 fire type Pokemon. So that logic kind of doesn't make as much sense anymore when I look back at it. But we're gonna make do with what we have. You know, no use crying over spilt milk. Houndoom really ain't too much to sneeze at, even though we don't have the Mega Form, but it's fine. Houndoom here has a pretty decent speed stat, pretty decent special attack stat, okay HP stat, I guess. And he has that ability Flash Fire, so we're going to be able to have that immunity to fire types. So that's another immunity that we have on the team as well. So even though we have a fire type in Chandelure, we're going to have it in our buddy Houndoom here, and we're also going to have that dark typing as well. So we're going to have that Stab Dark Pulse. We're gonna have that Stab Flamethrower. Maybe I'll throw a Nasty Plot on here, and then like maybe I'll get lucky and be able to take a hit for Flash Fire, and then we'll be good to go. But I'm thinking of running it with the Life Orb just to get a little bit of oomph with them. But we're just gonna have to see what we can do with them. I just wanted that Dark type stab, and Scrafty would have been so good. That Assault Vest Scrafty though. But everybody would have seen that coming anyway, but whatever. But hey, we're gonna make do with Houndoom, and it's gonna be a good time. So we're just gonna have to see how we do in this first battle. Our first battle is against the Rioja Dexters, coached by Thacking Charmander. So we're gonna have to see what is gonna go down. Hopefully the Camden Ursarings can come through with the W, but we're gonna have to see. Either way, it's gonna be a fun time. See you guys there.